We are previewing UFC 154 here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Sitting next to me is Nick Kalikas, MMA oddsmaker and consultant for DSI Sportsbook. And the last fight on the main card is Nick Ring and Constantinos Philippou. And Philippou is minus 225 as a favorite. Again, I see this as like, a line that's pretty accurate. Philippou's, both are tough. Philippou's on a 4-fight win streak. He's a great striker. Ring, though, he has been pretty good. You can't see making Philippou like minus 400 or anything. On the other hand, he does have the decided advantage. What do you make of these lines?
Well, I thought I opened it a little bit too high. This is one of the lines I opened on the Oddsmaker show, and the two guests I had on the show actually came in and bet the dog. So it verified my point. I thought, man, I'm opening up Philippou a little bit too high. The guest came in and bet the dog on this fight, so it hit the sportsbooks a little bit lower. It hit around 210 or so. So my opener was 225. After they bet it, I adjusted a little bit and it went down to 210. Immediate action came right back up. So people were betting on Philippou.
What was their justification for liking Ring as a dog immediately?
Well, a lot of actually people I've spoke with said this should be a pick'em fight.
No.
Yeah, definitely. I understand the hype behind it.
Who said that?
You know what? On paper, it should be almost like a pick'em fight. So I do agree in a way in terms of what they're saying, because Nick Ring is way busier on the feet. Philippou's a very talented fighter. I mean, he's a monster on the feet as far as knockout power goes. His wrestling defense is getting legit. I mean, he's hard to take down. And he just uses angles well. Everything that he does, he seems to do right. But the problem is he's not active enough. Now, this fight's in Canada. Nick Ring's last fight in Canada against Court McGee, that fight was around a pick'em, near pick'em. And a lot of people were asking, don't you think Court McGee's going to win that fight? And we were saying on different podcasts, I think we actually might have covered that fight on this show as well. I wouldn't be surprised if McGee wins the decision, but it's a controversial decision and they give it to Ring. And that's exactly what happened in Nick Ring's last fight. Now, you're almost in the same type of situation. The fight's in Canada. Obviously, the Canadian fans love Nick Ring. The judging seems to favor Nick Ring there as well. He's the busier of the two fighters on the feet. This fight is going to stay up on the feet more times than it's going to hit the floor. So all indications seem like it could be another bad decision. Philippou's probably going to land the harder punches, be more accurate on the feet, but Ring's probably going to be the busier of the two fighters. So some of these bad judges can't a lot of times separate the difference, how they should judge the fight. Sometimes they judge slop over good technique, and they're just going to give it to the aggressive guy every time. Well, the aggressive guy here is Nick Ring.
What about Philippou inside the distance?
Well, that's the thing. Philippou doesn't have a lot, even though he has that knockout power, he doesn't have a lot of stoppages. So, and Nick Ring is a tough guy. I mean, I think Nick Ring is definitely, Philippou is capable of rocking Ring, and definitely landing on him and putting him in a spot that's uncomfortable, but I think Ring is tough enough that he's going to maintain. So this is another fight that I think my head tells me Philippou should win this fight, but from a betting perspective, I don't want to get burned on this juice either. So I'm almost tempted to bet the dog as well. So my guesses are almost on the right track.
Okay, you definitely talked me off of that one. I'm not going to bet Philippou here. All right, thanks so much. Great preview once again. Nick Kalikas.
I appreciate it. Thanks.